Hey guys, hope you had a great holiday and that you're prepping into an exciting new year. We're getting so close to me doing the best reads of 2022, but before we jump into that, I wanted to just quickly cover the best reads of fourth quarter. I am filming this just a little ahead of Christmas and therefore just a little ahead of when Kate C. Wells' The Lone Wolf's Rejected Mate comes out, which is book 3 in her 5-pack series, and I think if I had waited a little longer to film this, I probably would have included that in my best books of the fourth quarter, but I can't review something I haven't read yet, and I had to get this filmed so I could put it out in a reasonable time. I also want to give an honorable mention to Ninth House. I reread that book in preparation for Hellbent, which is going to launch in January. I've already done workshopped it on Ninth House, which you can see here, and in that I mentioned I gave it 4 stars. I expected to give it a lower score in this reread because there are so many problematic elements in it, but the truth of the matter is when I read it, I just have so much fun. It's got like this over-the-top, pulpy, grim, like machismo, like hard edge kind of element that I just really enjoy and I'm having so much fun with, even while I'm hating on Darlington and I'm disliking so many other elements that are happening. It's too much fun to put down and it's too much fun to criticize too deeply. So actual favorite reads of fourth quarter are going to include The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I had no idea that Silvia Moreno-Garcia was going to come out with The Daughter of Dr. Moreau this year. I found out about it from Beautifully Bookish Bethany and I was really curious about it, especially because I had read The Tiger Came Down to the Mountain out of the Trespass collection by Silvia Moreno-Garcia, and I really loved her writing style. In the beginning of this year, I read The Island of Dr. Moreau for the first time, and I just really wanted to see this new take on it. While there are some callbacks in this book to the original H.G. Wells, The Island of Dr. Moreau is there, and they're both working on animal hybrids. How that's happening is completely different, which makes sense. Also, the family structure, where it's happening, all that stuff is different too. But I just really loved this take on the character and on his experiments. I love that we're bringing back like this animal hybrid horror, gothic, like kind of romantic slant sort of story. I don't really have that much to say about it because it was just like a fun ride and I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. I like that it was female led. I like that we got some more insight into like the hybrids and their experience. I liked all of the background Mexican flavor we were getting from it. That's something that you see in all of Silvia Moreno-Garcia's works, and I really enjoyed it in The Tiger Came Down to the Mountains, and I loved it here in The Daughter of Dr. Moreau as well. And actually, I have another book of hers checked out on Kindle Unlimited right now. I think it's Certain Dark Things, and I can't wait to get that flavor there too. Silvia Moreno-Garcia does genre hop a little bit. Obviously, there's some science fiction flair going on here since we have these human-animal hybrids and it's set in like a historic past kind of time, but it's not that sci-fi or that fantasy. If you're willing to accept that these scientific experiments work and existed, then the rest of what's happening around the story is really like very well based in reality. And I enjoy some of that real character work, that real flavor and understanding of what's going on around them. Next is going to be Miao by Carol Joyce Oates. This is one of the stories in the Darker Corners collection that I mentioned I was reading back when I reviewed the Forward collection. Overall, I'd say the Darker Corner collection is kind of mixed, but I loved this particular story and it made reading the collection worth it. I don't even know exactly what about it I liked. I just know that I emotionally and like mentally connected so much with this main character and this girl and her struggles. And it's not even like I had similar issues to her in my childhood because she is like going through those puberty years and having a difficult time. Her concerns and her uncertainty about certain things and the way she's sort of like mixing up reality and imagining and the way she's perceiving things and like how sensitive she is to other people around her and how she's kind of like imagining things they're thinking or feeling about her when maybe they're not thinking or feeling anything at all. Loved all of it, and it's all just like woven together in this rich like fairy tale kind of feel. It has that kind of like surreal dreamlike quality that I like on stories, even when they're supposed to be set in the real world. And there's these little details that she mentions in the beginning of the story that have big payoff in the back end if you're following everything. Miao is only 66 pages. It's definitely worth your time. If you're looking for like a scary, emotional emotional kind of story, then this is the one for you. The experience of it is really lovely and something that was so special to me this year. And then last is going to be Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin from the Forward collection. As I mentioned in the Forward collection, this was an easy 5-star read for me. It left me feeling really upbeat and hopeful. This one's also a novella length. It's only 39 pages. I do feel like it could have been a little bit shorter and still gotten its point across and hit as heavily as it did. But overall, really enjoyable and was a great little treat. I'm going to be looking for more N.K. Jemisin in the future too. And those are going to be my top 3 reads for the 4th quarter. And as always, keep reading. Bye!